everyone, these are the writing, graphing, and solving one-step inequalities guided notes. An inequality is an unequal relationship between two expressions. How is an inequality different than an equal sign? Equal signs state that the expressions are the same, while an inequality states that the expressions are not the same. Plot 5 on the number line. So we have 5 right here. How many numbers are greater than 5? There are an infinite amount of numbers greater than 5. Write 3 numbers that are greater than 5. We can just do 7, 8, or 9, or any numbers that are greater than 5 will work. How many numbers are less than 5? There are also an infinite amount of numbers less than 5. Write 3 numbers that are less than 5. So any numbers that are less than 5, let's say 1, 2, 3. Draw an arrow towards the numbers that are greater than 5. So here's 5, and we're going to draw an arrow to the numbers that are greater than 5. Plot -2 on the number line. Here's -2 right there. How many numbers are greater than -2? Again, there's an infinite amount of numbers greater than -2. Write 3 numbers that are greater than -2. So write down any 3 numbers that are greater than -2. I'm going to write 0, 2, 4. How many numbers are less than -2? Again, there's an infinite amount of numbers less than -2. Write 3 numbers that are less than -2. Any 3 numbers less than -2 will work. We'll write -10, -8, -6. And then it says draw an arrow towards the numbers that are less than -2. So I'm going to draw an arrow this way. These are all the numbers less than -2. To understand inequality, let's test points for the statement x blank 8. Using the number line below to test points, write less than, greater than, or equal on the number line to make the statement true. For example, if you are testing the point 5, substitute 5 into the statement. So then it will say 5 blank 8. A less than sign would make this statement true because 5 is less than 8. Finish writing the symbols on the number line below. Okay, so we're testing x blank 8. So we have, is 4 less than 8? Yes, so we'll do a less than symbol. 5 is done for us. 6 is blank 8. 6 is less than 8. 7 is less than 8. 8 equals 8. 9 is greater than 8. 10 is greater than 8. 11 greater, and then 12 is greater than 8. Now let's test points for the statement x plus 3 blank 10. Write less than, greater than, or equal on the number line below to make the statement true. So for example, on this first one, if I have 3, I'm going to plus 3, so 3 plus 3, and that's blank 10. 3 plus 3 is 6, which is less than 10. So I will have a less than symbol right there. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 is less than 10. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 is less than 10. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 is less than 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 equals 10. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 is greater than 10. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 is greater than 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 is greater than 10. 11 plus 3 is 14, and 14 is greater than 10. Let's do one more for the statement 12 blank y minus 4. Write less than, greater than, or equal on the number line to make the statement true. So for this first one, we have 12 blank, and then I'm going to substitute 12 in for y, 12 minus 4. So 12 minus 4 is 8. 12 is greater than 8. What about if I put in 13? So we'll put 13 minus 4 is 9. 12 is greater than 9. Let's try 14. 14 minus 4 is 10. 12 is greater than 10. Let's go with 15. 15 minus 4 is 11. 12 is greater than 11. 16 minus 4 is 12. 12 equals 12. 17 minus 4 is 13. 13 is less than 12. 18 minus 4 is 14. 12 is less than 14. 19 minus 4 is 15. 12 is less than 15. And 20 minus 4 is 16. 12 is less than 16. Notice that all the signs to the left of the equal sign are so if we go back here and look at our number lines, we have our equal signs. And if you notice that the inequalities to the left, those are all the same. And the inequalities to the right, those are also all the same. Not necessarily the same through each problem, but they're the same within the problem. All the signs to the left of the equal sign are the same, and all the signs to the right of the equal sign are the same. The signs on the left are opposite the signs on the right. So if we look here, these ones are greater, these ones are less than, these ones are less than, these ones are greater than, and then these ones are less than, these are greater than. Now we will graph the solutions for the inequality. So these are our inequality symbols. We have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. The less than symbol on a number line will be an open circle. We say open meaning a circle that is not colored in. A greater than symbol will also be an open circle. A less than or equal to sign will be a circle, and we say a closed circle, but that just means a circle colored in. Same thing with greater than or equal to, a closed circle, which is a circle colored in. We are going to graph the solutions for the inequality. Y is less than or equal to 3. Is 3 included in the solution? Well, y can be less than or equal to 3. So yes, 3 is included in the solution. Remember that all the numbers on one side of 3 will make the statement true. So going back to page 1, we had all the numbers on one side of the number that we plotted would make the statement true. It says, draw the circle on 3 that shows 3 is included as a solution. So our symbol is less than or equal to. So we're going to do a closed circle on 3, which means a circle colored in. Draw an arrow pointing to all the numbers that make the statement true. My statement is y is less than or equal to 3. So I need all the numbers that are less than or equal to 3. And that is all the numbers this direction. These numbers are all less than 3. And then equal to would be the circle on the 3. Now graph the inequality x is greater than 8. Is 8 included in the solution? In this case, no. It says x has to be greater than 8. Draw the circle on 8 that shows that 8 is not included as a solution. And that's where I'm going to do an open circle. Draw an arrow pointing to all the numbers that make the statement true. So we need the numbers that are greater than 8. X is greater than 8. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that are greater than 8. Just like that. Let's look at the inequality. 2 is less than or equal to y. Is 2 part of the solution? Yes, because it says less than or equal to y. So we're going to draw the circle on 2 that shows it is part of the solution. So it's less than or equal to, so my circle will be closed, meaning I'm going to color it in. Draw an arrow pointing to all the numbers that are solutions to 2 is less than or equal to y. So we're going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that 2 is less than, and that's going to be to the right. 2 is less than all those numbers. Practice. Graph the following inequalities. X is greater than or equal to 10. So I'm going to do a closed circle on 10, and then X is greater than or equal to 10. I'm going to point to the numbers that are greater than 10. So that will be to the right. Y is less than 4. We will do an open circle on 4 because 4 is not included. Y is less than 4. So we're going to do an arrow to the left because these are all the numbers that are less than 4. X is less than or equal to 7. So a closed circle on 7 because 7 is included as part of the answer. X is less than or equal to 7. So we're going to do an arrow that's pointing to all the numbers that are less than 7. 9 is less than y. We'll do an open circle on 9, and 9 is less than y. So we're going to do an arrow to all the numbers that 9 is less than. So 9 is less than all these numbers to the right. Let's practice writing inequalities. Given the condition, you have to be at least 48 inches to ride the roller coaster. Can you ride the roller coaster if you are exactly 48 inches? Yes, because it says at least. Can you be more than 48 inches? Yes. You have to be at least 48 inches, meaning you can be greater than 48 inches. Can you be less than 48 inches? No. Let's let h represent the height you have to be to ride the roller coaster. We can represent this condition with, so we'll have h, and at least means everything greater than or equal to 48 inches tall. Explain why this condition cannot be represented by h is greater than 47. H is greater than 47 would include the numbers between 47 and 48 as well, such as 47.5, which is not greater than 48. Given the condition, a medium done steak has to have an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. A temperature less than 145 degrees will undercook the steak. Let's write an inequality to represent all the possibilities of an undercooked steak. If the temperature is 145 degrees, is the steak undercooked? No. If it's 145 degrees, then it is medium done. If the temperature is more than 145 degrees, is the steak undercooked? No. If the temperature is less than 145 degrees, is the steak undercooked? Yes. Let's use T to represent the temperature. We can represent this condition with the inequality, so T will be the temperature, and anything under or less than, not equal to, so T is less than 145. Explain why this condition cannot be represented by T is less than 144. T is less than 144 excludes the numbers between 144 and 145, such as 144.5, which is also less than 145. Practice write inequalities for the given situation. Today's temperature will be at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so T, the temperature, will be at least, meaning it can be greater than or equal to 70. Tomorrow's temperature will be less than 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature T will be less than 90. Jen can spend no more than $30 at the mall. Her dollars will be less than or equal to 30. Tom needs more than $40 to purchase his bike, so his dollar has to be greater than, more than 40. Inequalities are solved like equations. You can add, subtract, multiply, or divide a value as long as you perform the operation on both sides. To isolate the variables above, so this right here, we want to get the x alone, so we are going to subtract 4 from each side. Your inequality now says, once I subtract 4 from each side, this will cancel, so it will say x is less than 20 minus 4, which is 16. The inequality is solved because the variable is isolated, meaning it is all by itself. Graph your solution on the number line below. Will your circle be filled in or hollow? My solution is x is less than 16, so 16 is not included, so my circle will be hollow. And x is less than 16, meaning I need to draw an arrow to all the numbers that are less than 16. So the arrow will be going to the left. To isolate the variable below, divide both sides by, we're going to divide both sides here by 3. Because we have 3x and we just want 1x, so we're going to divide by 3. Your inequality now says, so this will cancel, 21 divided by 3 is 7. So my inequality will say x is greater than or equal to 7. Graph your solution on the number line below. So I'm going to have a filled in circle on 7 because 7 is part of the solution. X is greater than or equal to 7. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that are greater than 7, which will be to the right. Practice. Solve and graph the following inequalities. 8x is less than or equal to 32. I will divide both sides by 8 to get 1x. Those will cancel and give me 1x. So I have x is less than or equal to 32 divided by 8 is 4. And I am done with my solution. X is less than or equal to 4. Let's put 4 on the number line and add some numbers around it. My circle will be filled in because 4 is included. X is less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that are less than 4. Y plus 9 is greater than 72. So I will minus 9 from each side. Plus 9 minus 9 will cancel and give me 0. So now I have y is greater than 72 minus 9, which is 63. That is my solution. To graph it on my number line, I'm going to write 63 and then add the numbers around it. My circle will be open, meaning not filled in, on 63. Y is greater than 63. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that are greater than 63, which will be to the right. 22 is greater than or equal to x minus 3. So we're going to add 3 to each side. This will cancel right there. So now it says 25 because 22 plus 3 is 25. 25 is greater than or equal to x. So our solution is 25 is greater than or equal to x. Or you could also write that as x is less than or equal to 25. That is the same thing. Let's write it on our number line. My circle will be closed or filled in. And then I'm going to add my other numbers. 25 is greater than x. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that 25 is greater than. And so my arrow will be going to the left. 21 is less than y divided by 2. So I'm going to multiply each side by 2. And that will give me 1y over there. Multiply by 2. So I get 42 is less than y. Or I could also write that as y is greater than 42. That means the same thing. So plot 42 on my number line. Add the numbers around it. My circle will be hollow. It will not be filled in because 42 is not included. 42 is less than y. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that 42 is less than. And so my arrow will be going to the right. X plus 17 is less than or equal to 24. So I'm going to minus 17 from each side to get my x by itself. So now it says x is less than or equal to 24 minus 17, which is 7. So my solution is x is less than or equal to 7. I'm going to plot 7 on the number line, add other numbers. My circle will be closed or filled in because it can equal 7. X is less than or equal to 7. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that are less than 7, which would be to the left. 45 is less than or equal to 3y. I will divide each side by 3 to get 1y. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So 15 is less than or equal to y. Or I can also write that as y is greater than or equal to 15. Create my number line. My circle will be closed because it can equal 15. And it says 15 is less than y. So I'm going to draw an arrow to all the numbers that 15 is less than, which will be to the right. Write a value that is a solution and a value that is not a solution for the following inequalities. Explain or show your reasoning. Okay, so let's do this. Let's first solve the inequality and then we can write solutions and non-solutions. So I'm going to divide each side by 3. My solution is x is less than 30 divided by 3 is 10. Solution would be any number that is less than 10, like 5. Not a solution would be any number that is greater than 10, like 15. Or equal to 10 would also work. All right, reasoning. Let's substitute to show reasoning. So I'm going to substitute 5 into my solution. 3 times 5 is less than 30. So 15 is less than 30, and that checks out. Not a solution. 3 times 15 is less than 30. 3 times 15 is 45, less than 30. Yep, that is not a solution. Y plus 3 is less than or equal to 5. So let's minus 3 from each side. So my solutions are y is less than or equal to 5 minus 3 is 2. A solution would be anything less than or equal to 2, like 0. Not a solution would be anything greater than 2, like 4. My reasoning, let's substitute in the numbers. 0 plus 3 is less than or equal to 5, which means 3 is less than or equal to 5, and that checks out. The next one, 4 plus 3 is less than or equal to 5, which means 8 is less than or equal to 5, and that is not a solution. X minus 5 is greater than 8, so we will add 5 to each side. My solution is x is greater than 8 plus 5, which is 13. A solution would be any number greater than 13, like 20. Not a solution would be any number less than 13, like 10. Let's show my reasoning by substituting. So 20 minus 5 is greater than 8, which means 15 is greater than 8, and that works. 10 minus 5 is greater than 8, which means 5 is greater than 8, and that is not a solution. 2y is greater than or equal to 20. I'm going to divide each side by 2, and I get y is greater than or equal to 10. So my solution is any number that is greater than or equal to 10. We could even write 10. 10 would be a solution. Not a solution, any number that is not greater than or equal to 10, like 6. Let's prove my work. If I substitute in 10, I get 2 times 10 is greater than or equal to 20. So 20 is greater than or equal to 20, and that is true, so that is a solution. 2 times 6 is greater than or equal to 20, which means 12 is greater than or equal to 20, and that is false, so that is not a solution. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. Thank you.